You look great in that. Men like this, their women stay looking busted because they don't have the balls to tell her she does. Dudes are afraid not only to dictate what their women wear if it's not appropriate for work or if it doesn't represent you well, they're even more afraid to tell their women what their expectations are, both directly and indirectly. Now, if you make the egregious mistake of dating a fat girl, dude, you're out. You can't make a fat girl your main chick and then all of a sudden tell her, listen, if you get any fatter, I'm not gonna fuck you anymore. Or if you don't lose weight, then we're not gonna be boyfriend and girlfriend. Dude, it's too late. She's already fat.
And now your man, Donovan Sharpe.
A woman never belongs to you. It's just your turn. Of course her parents don't have a problem with me being black. She's past the wall. Get your fat ass off the couch, start lifting weights, and learn game. You're welcome.
So you got drunk at a frat party, then fucked the football team? You're not a rape victim, sweetheart.
You're a slut.
What's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan Sharpe, and welcome to the 330th edition of TSR Live. Your daily dose of red pill truth, wisdom, and awareness. We are presented by 1821manmade.com, your one-stop shop for all of your beard, grooming, and facial hair needs. Let's get right to it. We all know, gentlemen, that it is great to slay sluts. We all know that it's a lot of fun to go out and fuck new girls. It's great fun to go out and holler at girls, run game, fuck new pussy, add girls to our harem, etc., etc. We hear about this stuff all the time. We hear about guys like me that do it, Christian McQueen, etc., etc. We all like it. This is a great life. But it would be disingenuous of a guy like me, who has had a lot of success with women, not to admit that being with one quality woman beats the player life 10 times out of 10. Guys ask me all the time, Donovan, you had it great in Vegas. You were up to your eyeballs in pussy. You had a great, you lived in a Vegas, pretty much a Vegas penthouse. Dude, I had a ridiculous apartment right there on the Las Vegas Strip, guys. $3,500 a month, which was not very financially savvy or prudent in that regard. But dude, I lived a great life. I had girls at the ready. I had an in with the strip club. I had access to high quality girls, drugs, living the Vegas life. They always ask me, Donovan, what happened? Why did you decide to settle down? Well, having one quality girl, being in a monogamous relationship, it's just a better life. Listen, man, listen, girls are fucked up. We know they're fucked up. We get it. That doesn't mean that most men don't have the desire just to sleep with one girl. Listen, ask any man who is good with women. Hey, which life is the better life? The life where you have to go out and chase pussy 3 to 4 hours every day just to have a harem? Spending endless hours at bars and clubs and hitting on girls at restaurants and coffee shops and grocery stores and subways and, you know, which is the better life? And then at the end of the night, not knowing if you're going to get the pussy or not, or is it good to have one woman that you have built into a quality woman, which takes a lot of time, but which is the better life? The player life or the long-term relationship life? Listen, most guys would tell you, yeah, you know what? It's great to slay sluts, but by the same token, living the long-term relationship life, it's just a better life. It's a better existence. Now, there are exceptions to the rule, of course. Listen, there's some men who just, I'll put it to you this way. There are some men who have access to high quality girls all the time, right? They're tall, they're good looking, square jawed. Women throw themselves at them constantly. They're a man of means. They have money, whether it's old money, new money, whether he earned it, inherited it, whatever the case may be. This guy's got girls throwing themselves at him all the time. It's not like he prefers to have a long-term relationship. It's really what he has access to. Why in the world would a man who has access to high-quality pussy all the time without really having to work hard for it? Because here's the thing, guys. There are men out here who slay sluts on the regular, and they don't really have to go out and run game on girls. They don't have to put in the work. They don't have to put in the hours. Listen, guys like you and me, regular, everyday guys, listen, I'm an above-average looking guy, right? I'm an above-average shape. I've got a good working knowledge. of how females work, but there are a very special few people in this world who can go out and fuck pretty much any woman they want with little to no effort just because of their station in life. Right? They're tall, they're good looking, they don't really have to work for pussy. I use this analogy all the time. Hall of Fame linebacker Ray Lewis once said with regards to his salary and what he's really working for. He says, look, man, Sundays you get for free. What you're paying me for is Monday through Saturday. What you're paying me for is training camp, the two-a-days, the film study, the classroom study, the workouts, being in the weight room. That's what you're paying. That's what you're paying me for. Football players, NFL players never retire because they're tired of lacing them up on Sunday and walking out to 70,000 screaming fans. They never get tired. That doesn't matter how old they are. What they retire from, what they get tired of, is the daily grind. Doing what it takes to get out onto the field. That's hard work, guys. It's extremely hard. It takes a toll on your body, your mind, of course, with the CTE thing, etc., etc. Listen, guys, it's the same with game. If a guy has access to high quality girls, if he could play every proverbial Sunday, like a guy who is high quality in every way, high SMV, good looking, has money, 6'5", square jawed, has all of the markers of attraction and arousal, has girls throwing themselves at him every day. That guy gets to play every Sunday without really having to put in the work to practice. Guys like me, I had to put in the work to practice. And at one point, I decided, you know what? This isn't really what I want to do anymore. Don't get me wrong, I love fucking new girls. I loved it. It was great. There's no doubt about it. But the work that it takes to put yourself in position to maybe score new pussy or regular pussy, then having to deal with everything you have to do afterwards to keep these bitches in your rotation, it just wasn't worth it for me anymore. I was 39, I was pushing 40. I had an 8-year run in Vegas that rivals, that is second to none. I can promise you I fucked more 9s and 10s than at least the above average man. That was a great life, but it takes a lot of work. I did an episode on this. Listen, if you want a harem, if you want to be fucking pretty girls, a lot of guys say, Donovan, I want to know how to be fucking 5 different girls at once. Okay, but you have to understand it's a full-time job. Guys, guess what? I wasn't willing to work that full-time job anymore. Again, 5%ers, even though it's fun to fuck pretty girls, it is a much better life to have a long-term relationship. Now, here's the problem. This is what we're going to talk about today. Okay? The issue is, for guys like myself, who understand it's a better life, women worth committing to are few and far between. Right? We talk all the time. All women are like that. All women are sluts. Okay, that's very, very true. But just because all women are like that, and I'm going to do an episode on that here probably within the next week or two. It's going to be a very good episode. I've actually been working on it for a while. But just because we understand that all women are like that doesn't mean there aren't women out there who have qualities that at the very least, put them in the running to be considered for a long-term relationship. You don't make a girl your main chick just because she's hot. This is where a lot of guys go wrong. You get the pussy, you get the ass, you get the blowjobs and everything else, and all of a sudden it's let's move in together, let's get married. Dude, you haven't put in the time. You don't really know who or what she is. Most women aren't quality women. Yeah, a lot of women are hot out there. A lot of women out there are hot. They suck your dick. They're nice. They give you the ass. But the longer you're with them, the more you realize that she'd probably make a very terrible wife and mother. Now, there are some things that you can ask and know at that point to decide if she's worth spending time with outside of sex, at least initially. Right? Listen, before we get into the meat of things, let's go ahead and get number one straight. Number one, she's got to be attractive. Listen, man, I don't care how many degrees, I don't care what your domestic skills are, I don't care how feminine you are, I don't care how submissive you are. Ladies, if you're not fuckable, we're not going to commit. That's life. That's called natural selection. Listen, it doesn't matter what qualities a woman has. If she's not sexually attractive, she'll never get a chance to show off her domestic skills. Now, finding out whether or not a woman is attractive or not never takes long, right? You look at her. Is she fuckable? Yes or no? Okay, great. That's just how it is. But if you spend enough time with a woman, you'll know. If you have red pill awareness, you will know if she is worth spending time with outside of sex. And we're going to talk about a few of those things for sure. These aren't going to be in any sort of particular order. This is just going to be my personal list based on my experience. And listen, my experience is good experience. This isn't subjective. This isn't, well, if she, no. This is 100% ironclad. This is the Donovan Sharpe list. These are the things that you can use to determine whether or not a woman is worth your time outside of sex. My opening rant is brought to you by Happy Hippo Herbals, home of the highest quality kratom on the planet. Happy Hippo Kratom will give you an energy boost, laser focus, and increase your productivity all without caffeine. Go to happyhippoherbals.com now and save 20% when you pay with Bitcoin. That includes your shipping. It is Monday, September 17th, 2018. Of course, I introduced my new studio this past Friday. I've obviously got a new start time. Of course, TSR Primetime is now TSR Live with Donovan Sharpe. We're going to be airing weekdays, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific. Of course, we've got the new software Crowdcast. Looks like we're having a few minor issues up front here. Let me go back in here. Okay, looks like the audio and video are not synced. Yeah, again, you have to, okay, Apple i7, yeah, i7, okay, right, exactly. Yeah, when it first starts out, and I've got and this is the interesting thing. I used another form of software before I decided to come back to Crowdcast, and I had a lot of issues with that at first. Well, after playing around with Crowdcast yesterday, I realized that it was the settings in OBS that was giving me the issues with the buffering and the lagging. So that wasn't the software, that was actually on me. And I also learned that the issues I had with Crowdcast before, those were also on me. This is why I decided to go back to Crowdcast. The bugs obviously have been worked out. Again, this is better software. You guys can take part in the chat. Another great thing about Crowdcast is that you can listen with your screen off. This comes in big time handy if you are listening at work. You don't have to have your screen up. You can just kind of turn your phone upside down, and you can listen to TSR Live with Donovan Sharpe weekday mornings at 10 a.m. You can also download Crowdcast if you're using an iPhone or an iOS device, and you can get notifications. Now, James Martinez actually asked me if I was still going to work on my mobile app. Yes, I'm working on my mobile app. So there will be a few ways to listen to the show. You can listen on Crowdcast. You can watch on my website. And hopefully, if we get this developer thing worked out, you can watch TSR Live with Donovan Sharpe on the mobile app. Now, of course, Crowdcast is good to go on all browsers. You can watch me on Google Chrome, Firefox, Opera, Edge, and Safari. I don't know who the hell uses Opera or Edge these days, but it's good to have you guys in today. James Martinez says the video is sharper. Yeah. The video software is definitely sharper. I'm actually going to be upgrading my webcam here pretty soon. I've got a $60 Logitech webcam. It does a good enough job, but after the Redman group on Saturday, the Richard Cooper came in crystal fucking clear, and I'm thinking to myself, dude, that's what I want to look like on camera. I don't have the worst camera in the world, but I want the show to be high quality for you guys. This is what I want to do for you guys. So that's why I've made all these upgrades. The Eagles lost to the Buccaneers yesterday. I'm not concerned. Ryan Fitzpatrick went off 4 touchdowns, 400 yards. And again, man, I mean, I'm not going to make excuses. The Buccaneers were a better football team yesterday. The Eagles are a better football team overall. I'm not worried about it. We're tied with the Cowboys atop the NFC East. Also, Carson Wentz is he is on schedule to play this Sunday. Apparently, there are reports that he is going to be cleared for contact and that he is going to be 100%. So it looks like he is going to play on Sunday. We don't know if he's going to start or not, but exciting times for the Philadelphia Eagles. We won the Super Bowl last year with backup Nick Foles. Listen, we have an embarrassment of riches at quarterback. The best quarterback on our football team, okay? Like we have a Super Bowl MVP on our squad, and he's not the best quarterback on our team. Like that's good problems to have. We're 1-1. I'm not worried about it. Guess what? We were 1-1 last year too, so I'm not really worried about that. Won my fantasy yesterday. I got drug last week. Fortunately for me, I was able to return the favor to the poor sap. Triple G versus Canelo. That was this past Saturday. Great fight, worth every penny of the $85 I paid for it. Canelo Alvarez ended up winning a majority decision over Gennady Golovkin. He is now I think he's the undisputed middleweight champion. I think he now has all the belts. I had the fight 114 to 110 to Triple G, but this is interesting. This wasn't a very controversial decision, but there are people on both sides of the camp. Some people like me think Triple G clearly won. Then there are other guys who say, Donovan, you're crazy. Clearly Canelo won the fight. Stephen A. Smith is on my side. He thinks Triple G won the fight. He's on the screen right now talking about it. I think Jalen Rose here on ESPN's Get Up says that Canelo won the fight. Then Ed Lattimore agreed with me. We did the post-fight analysis on my channel. He agreed with me that Triple G won the fight. Then Stephen A. Smith talked about the fact that he ran into Andre Ward and Errol Spence Jr., both undefeated champions, and they think Canelo clearly won the fight. So this was one of those fights that really could have gone either way. It really depends upon what you value as a fight fan. Do you like the technical aspects of boxing? Guys that embody this, like Floyd Mayweather, a quote-unquote boring fighter, or do you like action fights, right? Mike Tyson, the Arturo Gatti, Mickey Ward trilogy, the Bo Holyfield trilogy. So we'll see what happens. It looks like I saw somebody in the chat who actually let me know in the pre-show chat that looks like Floyd Mayweather is thinking about coming out. Let's see. Yeah, that was James Martinez. J-Mart. Yeah, listen, I would love to see, I actually said this on my my post-fight analysis with Ed Lattimore. I would love to see Canelo versus, listen, Triple G is going to be 37 years old by the time part 3 comes around, if they agree to a fight, right? So if Triple G decides, hey, you know what, I'm going to hang him up. I had my time. I made my money. I fought on, I fought on HBO. I fought on HBO pay-per-view. He's made millions of dollars. He decides, listen, I'm not going to put my body through this again. This is what I said at the top of the show. Triple G lives for those Saturday nights in Vegas. Doesn't necessarily live for those training camps. No fighter does, right? So he might decide, hey, listen, I would love to fight Canelo again. I don't want to put my body through getting ready to fight Canelo. If he decides to do that, I would love to see Mayweather-Canelo Part 2. For those of you guys who remember, I was actually in Vegas when this fight went down. Floyd Mayweather, I think was 36 or 37-0, fought a very young and very green Canelo Alvarez. And Canelo Alvarez, he represented himself well, but Mayweather picked him apart. Like the typical Mayweather fight, picked him apart for 12 rounds. He won a unanimous decision. Canelo is an older fighter, and he is much better now. And I would love, and listen, Floyd Mayweather is now 41 years old. I think he'll be 42. I don't know when his birthday is, but if they decide to fight again, he'll be 42. Listen, man, that brings them a little closer together. I don't know who I would take in a Mayweather Canelo rematch, but I got to tell you, I would be here for it. I would definitely be here for it. A lot of guys talked about Jaime Munguia, possibly being ready for, someone of Canelo Alvarez's caliber. Jaime Munguia fought the undercard directly before the main event, put away Danny Cook, some small Canadian guy, put him away in 3 rounds. And a lot of guys think that maybe he can fight Canelo or a guy like Triple G. No, he's not ready. He's only 21. He needs to wait until he's at least 24 years old. Then we can start. Listen, and again, listen, you don't want to put a young champion out there against a higher caliber boxer that soon. Because if you do that, you run the risk of sapping his confidence. A lot of young guys decide that they want to, I want to fight the best, I want to fight the best, and the manager has to hold them back. But guess what? If he really wants to fight him, then, you know, the manager he's got to do what he says. He gets in there, he gets knocked out, guess what? Now you're not going to get a title fight for 5 years because you got your ass kicked. And by the time you get that title fight, you're going to be well past your prime. And the champion might not even be the champion anymore, right? A guy who made this egregious mistake was Fernando Vargas. He wanted to fight Oscar De La Hoya. Fernando Vargas was a young and up-and-coming fighter. He was not in De La Hoya's class, and Oscar De La Hoya picked him apart. Fernando Vargas was never the same. He could have been a great champion, but he fought a title fight way too soon. If you have an example of what makes a woman potentially good for a long-term relationship, I wrote that completely incorrect. If you have a suggestion or an example of what makes a woman worth committing to, what makes a woman useful to you outside of sex, give me a call, 914-205-5356. If you disagree with anything I say, you guys can call me too. Trolls, feminists, and black women are also welcome to call in. Follow, add, and like me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Just do a quick search for Donovan Sharpe on all 3 platforms to get access to all of my content. Go to go to patreon.com/Donovan Sharpe. There you will find the archive of all episodes of TSR Primetime, both audio and video, so you can listen on the go or you can watch at your leisure. You will also get access to shows I do with some of the most influential red pill guys out there. Rollo Tomasi, Minister Jab, Alpha Male Strategies, Alan Roger Curry, and Illimitable Man have all made multiple appearances on my show. Now, you can watch my show live, but if you want to be able to rewatch or re-listen, $5 a month is all it takes. And for an additional $3 per month, you can participate in my live call-in pre-show Q&As. You'll also get access to 4 exclusive articles per month, and you will get a 40% discount on all one-on-one consults. So you're going to get a shitload of content and a shitload of discounts for just over $25 a day. That 40% discount on one-on-one consults is worth it in and of itself. I've had several people take advantage of that.
One thing I could definitely say about the one-on-one testimonials with Donovan is that he gives clear-cut, pragmatic advice.
I came to him about 6 to 8 months ago, and at the time, my wife and I were having a lot of trouble.
If you have a question about women, relationships, finances, game,
a massive blessing for my relationship and my life.
Donovan answers questions, listens, and gives solid advice.
You know, some of the top things that he teaches are what got my marriage back on track. Very grateful to him.
I can definitely say 100% Donovan's the real deal. Give Donovan a call.
Gentlemen, if you are looking for a mentor to help you during your red pill transformation, or if you need guidance to help you navigate a situation, or if you're looking for unfiltered sound advice on dating, relationships, sex, one-night stands, hookups, guys, go to donovansharpe.com/consults and fill out the questionnaire. This month, the whole month of September, I am giving my listeners 25% off of my normal rate. You don't need a promo code. Simply take 25% off of what you see on donovansharpe.com/consults. Not to be combined by any other offer. Now, keep in mind, guys, when you fill out the questionnaire, give me details, guys. You have to make sure you give me stories. Give me examples. Don't tell me, Donovan, how do I get laid more? I'm going to point you to donovansharpe.com. If you want me to give you solid, actionable advice that you can use right now to start changing your situation right now, I need as much information as humanly possible. Guys, listen, don't be afraid to write me a novel. This is what you are paying me for. Write me a 5-page essay on what you need help with. Examples, stories, details, I don't care. The more information you give me, the better I help you. Makes me much more effective. donovansharpe.com/consults. Book your one-on-one with me today. If you want to support the show, but you're a little bit low on cash, you can still contribute. Just go to donovansharpe.com and shop through my Amazon link at the top of my homepage. By doing all of your Amazon shopping through my link, you'll be supporting the show and it will not cost you a dime. Great way to contribute if you are not a millionaire like James Martinez. James seems to be contributing an awful lot to the show. If you're watching or listening to the replay on YouTube or SoundCloud, be sure to go to donovansharpe.com or patreon.com/Donovan Sharpe to watch or listen to the rest of this episode. Again, if you're watching on Facebook or listening on SoundCloud, go to donovansharpe.com or patreon.com/Donovan Sharpe to learn how to decide if a woman is worth your time outside of sex.